Hello, Steve Hudson 9. I've been doing a bit of a serial killer movie marathon. I did Gein and Gacy, and now tonight I did Dahmer. Now, the second Dahmer film that I'm aware of, because there's only three that I know of, The Secret Life of Jeffrey Dahmer, which is I think a fairly cheap TV movie from like the 1990s. The second one was done in 2002, and it stars Jeremy Renner as, Jeffrey. It's really interesting. They play with the time and the timelines a lot in the film. You'll switch within scenes between when he was a teenager and now, and it's not, sometimes it doesn't feel directly related at all, but it's so smooth. I didn't realise the first couple of times, or it didn't really hit me, I didn't really realise they were doing this. When I watched it back today, I haven't watched it for 10 or 15 years, I was surprised at suddenly in the middle of the scene we're looking at another incident in his life or another event, and Jeremy Renner plays him really well. They explore his desires. He's sort of wanting to be closer to people by literally killing them and cutting them open and reaching inside them, so literally touching their hearts and touching their inner organs, and that it's a weird look at how he tried to connect to people in death rather than in life. And it's disturbing. Jeremy Renner pulls it off. You feel some sympathy for him being this sick person trying to make sense of what they desire. And it's interesting to see that. And like I said, they play a lot with time. It works really well. The film starts off basically when he's already in the city and he's already been killing people, and they do have a young black guy that he does sort of see briefly, but it's not, it doesn't appear to be really based on anyone specifically. And they do show some fairly violent scenes and some disturbing scenes where he's drugging gay men in clubs with rooms and bathhouses and things like that. And you do get this sense of just how evil he is when he switches over, because he sort of is this sort of docile, sympathetic character in some ways for a lot of the film, until he goes to kill someone, and then like he turns into this monster. Not much else to say. Jeremy Renner is fascinating. He manages to pull it off. There's a real sense of sort of mystery and strangeness to the film. It's well shot. It's just really good. And I remember the first time I saw it being amazed by it and sort of fascinated by this person who was so like afraid of people leaving him that he would kill them and keep their bodies. And it's just really strange. It's a strange case, and they've done a really good job of portraying this morbid fascination and sexuality that he had, because I think clinically they've sort of defined it. But yeah, it's just really interesting, and I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I thought I would have more to say about this. It's easier to criticize something when it's bad than it is to just celebrate something that's good, because just, hey, it's great. Doesn't go as far as criticism and complaints. But this is what I remember Jeremy Renner for. I don't think of him as any of the Marvel characters he's played or anything like that. I think of him as Jeffrey, and he does a really good job. There are a couple of scenes, like there's a scene where he's talking to this studly young wrestling guy that he sort of picked up with the lure of drinking that when he was a teenager, and he's telling him how he's sort of trying to open his mind into having gay sex, and he's not really interested. And then he tries to manipulate him, and he's telling him how close-minded he is, and how he's just going to end up being totally conventional and basic and getting married and getting fat and hating his wife, and he won't even want to have sex with him. So he's trying to get him, and there are scenes where he attacks him, and he actually stops him the first time, and it's all fairly interesting. And what's the other element of there is another guy that he dates for a while that or he sees, maybe he's only on one evening, because there's, like I said, there's a lot of play with time. Like there's a scene where he goes to a gay bar for the first time, and then we see a whole montage of him date raping all these guys with the drugs, and it's just disturbing. And then you see him meeting the guy because he went in first and said, "Oh, I got to meet a guy, talk to him about money that he owes me, and I'll come back to you." And then you see him sort of leaving, and you realise that all of that was. It was either at first I thought it was supposed to be one night, and then I'm like, no, they're showing when he sees the gay bar, he sees his future using it and being kicked out of it, and that, which is interesting because you see that all within the same other scene. So, just the way they play with time, the way they look at Jeffrey and explore his desires and his strangeness, it's all very interesting. And I remembered it was very memorable, and I wanted to watch it again, and I really got more out of it this time. But I'm going to go because it's over 5 minutes.